Today I'm playing Planet Coaster and I'm going to build what I hope will be Alton Towers' next roller coaster. This is just from my imagination, so don't be like, oh my god, we're getting an RMC, because no, we're not. The park I'm building on top of is a recreation of Forbidden Valley from Rock and Roll, which is used on the Steam Workshop, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. This is a really detailed recreation of Forbidden Valley. But let's talk about the roller coaster that I'm going to build. So it's going to be in the big valley at the bottom of the gardens. So you can see on the Google Maps where it is relative. And I'm going to be digging out this pit to build in. So yeah, it's at the bottom of the gardens to get rid of, well actually it's not going to be that good for noise, is it? Oh well, it's not going to be that realistic. But it's going to be a bit of fun just to see what Alton Towers could do. And hopefully I can use my Planet Coaster skill. Not sure if I've got that much of it, but you can see and decide. Anyway, you saw the pagoda fountain there, which is in Alton Towers in real life. And I'm actually going to be using that as a basis for the theme. So it's sort of a Chinese oriental theme that I'm going to be building this ride on. And you can see there's like a slant down, and this pit down here is where I'm going to be building in. So here I'm just building the entrance. Hopefully the time lapse isn't too disorientating. Anyway, I'm using the pieces from the World Fair DLC which came out, and yeah, I'm using I think it's the pieces are called from the Qing Dynasty. Don't know what don't know if I'm making much sense right now to a lot of people, but I'm using these pieces and not really had a chance to use them, so it'll be fun to use these pieces now. The theme I'm building on is going to be like stereotypical China, sort of Kung Fu Panda style theme, like all of the curved up roofs that you see a lot. So that's going to make it look like you're in China. It's going to give it the right theme. It's going to be a lot of red around, because that's the colour on the Chinese flag obviously. And then here I build the sign. I'm not quite sure what to name this place. Later on you'll see that I call it, what do I call it? Dragon's Dynasty is what I call it, alliteration. It's an alright name, but in the comments for this video you can think of better names, and there will be a part 2 to this probably. I don't think I'm going to start building the roller coaster in this video. I think that'll be next video, but this is all about setting the scene, building the queue. So you can't just have a roller coaster on its own, you've got to have a background in an area, like a terrain that it's built in. So it's not just building a concept design, it's getting it into the Alton Towers landscape and making it look realistic. So you can see that I'm further putting in some trees, making the landscape, just talking about the landscape again, because Alton Towers, what it does really well is landscaping. There's a lot of greenery around and I want it to feel like it is Planet Coaster. Wait, what? No. I want it to be like it's Alton Towers. I'm getting all words mixed up. But here I'm actually building a waterfall, like again about the landscaping, something Alton Towers does really well. I've said that too many times, but anyway, I build a waterfall using some of the water effects. I think this came in the adventure pack actually, the waterfall feature. So building rocks again, rock work, that's what Alton Towers is good at, like around Nemesis. There's a lot of brilliant landscaping which the roller coaster goes in and out of, and they're putting some lily pads in. I think they've got them in China, so it just adds into that theme. But then here you see me putting in the waterfall and a lot of water effects. So the level of the bottom of the waterfall, that's like going to be that's the foundation for the ride, that layer. I'm not going to build it inside the pond obviously, but get what I mean, the pit. Interesting about pits as well. Alton Towers seem to like the pits. They built Nemesis in a pit, I think. Well, actually I'm not sure about Nemesis, that's probably not the best example, but the Smiler, you can see how that's built in a pit, and the Corkscrew, when that was at Alton Towers, that was built in a pit as well. So sort of making it feel like it is an Alton Towers roller coaster. Don't just want it to be like a Giga coaster which would go above the tree line, because that would never be built. So this ride will be below the tree line, like Alton Towers, because there's rules with the council that they can't build above the tree line. So if you go to Alton Towers, you can't see many of the rides at all. You have to walk up to them to see them at first. Here you see me building the bridge. China's got quite a lot of these typical bridges. again using that red. I thought there was something missing here, so I've added this pattern design around the edge to make it look a bit nicer. And I think this path which the bridge goes over is going to be the exit to the ride, and then you'll see the other path which is the entrance, and that'll be the entrance to the queue. This bridge did seem like it had something missing, so I tried to put further supports in, but it just didn't look right. So later on you'll see that I had some Chinese lanterns, the paper lanterns, I added that underneath the bridge, and I think it looks a lot better. I'm using a lot of these red fences. This also came in the World's Fair DLC, so that just further, the Chinese theme, that's what I'm going for here. And scenery again. So I think China's quite a beautiful country, and there's a lot of landscaping. Like if you go into sort of the nature, well, it's not landscaping because it's natural, but if you go away from the cities to, well, I wouldn't call it the countryside, but it's really beautiful. I've never been to China. I would love to go one day. Go to all the theme parks there as well whilst I'm there. But it sort of looks like this. There's a lot of these pink cherry blossoms. I tried to add some of those pink bushes, but you can't find the cherry blossom trees in this game, which is a bit annoying. But I'll be able to do it without. So Icon, that roller coaster, there's some pink trees around there. That's got a oriental Japanese samurai sort of theme, and yeah, I really love Icon. It's such a good ride, and like I said about the theme, it's an awesome theme, and that's what I'm going for here. You can see these steep stairways going down. It's like a stairway to heaven, except well, actually no, yeah, it would be because it's the exit, but I'm building them using the fences again. This is sort of something I imagine from Kung Fu Panda, how there's that giant stairway all the way up to the temple at the top of the mountain or something. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of referring to. Well, I'm obviously not referring to Kung Fu Panda. Here you see me putting in the what are they called, lanterns, forgotten the name, and I think that makes the bridge look a lot better. It's hard commentating over these videos. You run out of stuff to say, and when you do have stuff to say, you sometimes mess your words up, but you just got to go with the flow or it takes forever. Anyway, enough about that. I'm putting more of those fences, and you can see me starting to build the queue line to the ride. I just put the entrance down. So yeah, this queue is going to sort of hug around the side of the cliff and then like slowly go down, I think. I'm using these walls to sort of, so they're built on top of walls, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it looks cool. At the end you'll see what it looks like. So obviously this is pre-recorded because this takes hours to do, so I'm not going to be sat there talking to you for an hour because you obviously wouldn't stay here for 2 hours to watch this. So this video will be just over 10 minutes probably. Anyway, you can see the fences again, extending the queue line. Talking about the video, I want to apologise for the quality. I think it's probably stuck in 360p or something, or maybe not. I'm not sure what it'll be like, but you can see it's clearly not HD, and that the problem I had is that I put it in 60 frames per second to make the time lapse look better. But then when you do higher frames per second, it also makes the HD, well, yeah, the quality, it makes the quality worse. So I think I'll probably make it less frames per second and better quality maybe next time I make this video. So I'm hoping you're enjoying it so far. If you see, this is a first for my channel, and yeah, I found a different roof piece there because at the entrance that roof didn't look exactly right. Like they never have walls in the roofs. You probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but there's always one big roof on these temple buildings in China instead of having a roof going up and then a bit of a wall. So that's like on the very top. I mean, they have like multi-layered temples where they've got like roofs all the way up. And anyway, I'm starting to think about how I need to make the stairs go down because I'm still quite high, and I'm not high on drugs, I promise. And then the stairs are going down, so this is the same as the other staircase I built further along. That's for the exit, this is for the queue. And using those walls again, I think the walls look really nice. And again, you'll see me building some of these little shrines, little temples, and it's built into the cliff face. And to be honest, this queue's sort of inspired from Nemesis because if you go to Alton Towers in real life, you'll see that the entrance goes round like the side of a cliff, and then I believe the ride goes over the top or underneath it. And Nemesis goes in and out of it a lot, and it's sort of something I'm hoping to do with this ride. I probably won't be able to pull it off as well as John Wardley, who made Nemesis. He's a legend. Nemesis was such a good ride. It's weird, some of the things to talk about in this. Some of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Again, building the fences, I don't know what to say. Like, I can't just leave it, you'll get bored, so I need to still be here. The music I've got on with it is pretty terrible, but I don't want to get copyright striked. Oh god, what am I talking about now? Here you can see me build another staircase. This goes down from the queue, because somehow it's got to get down. What goes up must go down, I guess. And yeah, using the same fences again. So this does look like it sticks out a bit too much, but I think I blend it in well. Again, using that colour red, I build red walls. Colour of Man United and Liverpool, Man City's rivals, because I'm a Man City fan. Don't know why I'm talking about football in a rollercoaster, Planet Coaster video, but yeah, I think you can see me build the station, and this confirms to you that the right, like, you probably can't see it because of the video quality, but it's a Mack multi-launch coaster, the same as Icon. It's not really copied off Icon in any sort, I didn't really think about that, but I think that Alton Towers does need a launch coaster. We've not got one. Well, we've got Rita, but that doesn't count. Come on, that's not a good ride. Anyway, you can see me building the station. This is going to be like a big temple, like a classic Asian, Chinese, Oriental, what do you want to call it? Like classic one of those buildings with the big golden roofs, the sloped up roofs. So you'll see me build this using the walls again from the World's Fair pack. And I think this is looking pretty good so far. I don't build the actual roller coaster in this episode, that'll be next time, and I'm not sure, it might end up extending to 3 parts, to be honest. We'll see how it goes, but I do want to hopefully do some cinematics for it when it's finished, and I'll give you a POV. I'm hoping my Planet Coaster, well, the roller coaster building skills are good enough, because in this game the cameras are weird, like for the on-ride footage, and it makes the ride look a lot more rough, even though it's not rough. So the track you build can be smooth, so it's hard to build smooth coasters, because the track can be smooth, but the cameras just mess it up and make it look really rough. Anyway, I think I've almost reached the end of this time lapse, so it's not really much more to show to you. I hope you're enjoying how it looks, and I hope you'll be here next time I make the video for another Planet Coaster video, so I'll see you next time. Goodbye.